Hi all, this is Skate, and this is a video I intended to have on the channel pretty much straight as soon as the competition finished. However, I really did not expect so many people to take part. So I've spent over 3 days straight just reading, literally just reading comments back to back. Now, I've had amazing fun reading these comments, but obviously I wanted to try and get this video out as soon as we could. But it's been really fun reading the comments. There are so many. There was over 2,000 at one point. However, a lot of cheeky people decided to put more than one comment in, and one person put 50 of the same comment in. So I had to delete all them before I could start running through ones which weren't duplicates. And then, obviously, we've got the NA server involved, the Asian server, and the European server involved. And there was just so many good ones to choose from. I pretty much went with the approach of narrowing each server down to the top 10. So I looked at every comment for the NA responses, Asia, so on and so forth. And I narrowed it down to my top 10. And I couldn't pick out of them. So I took it to the jury. And we've got this group, basically, where all the community contributors for PC, World of Warships, etc. all are in the same group, and we all chat together, which is amazing. But I pretty much put the comments to them, and I asked for help, because I really could not choose. I've been pestering my missus, saying, which ones would you pick? I've pestered those guys, and they've all been very helpful, so it has gone to the jury on many of these comments. And as a result, I have got winners. But before we run through them, I genuinely wish, and I'm not just saying this, I genuinely wish we could get an AT-15A for every single person that got involved. However, that would be well in excess of 1,500 AT-15As, and my budget was 6. There's a bit of a difference between being able to give 6 and over 1,500. So, genuine thanks to everybody that took part. I had brilliant fun reading through these comments, and I hope everyone has enjoyed taking part, but sadly there can only be a select few winners. The other thing with this competition is I was relying on the gift store, because I'm an EU community contributor. Obviously, staff in the EU are helping me out with the AT-15As and some premium time. However, I was going to use the gift store to give to the NA server and to the Asian server, and then the gift store obviously closed unexpectedly. The end result there was I went into a blind panic and freaked out that I wouldn't be able to continue with this. But Wargaming NA and Wargaming Asia actually got behind this competition and offered to help out, which was amazing. So I have to say massive thanks to both the staff on both of those regions or servers for obviously helping out there. Because let's be fair, without the gift store and without them offering to help me out, obviously on this circumstance with this competition, yeah, the competition wouldn't have gone ahead because of the short, unexpected closure of the gift store. So in the unlikely event one of the staff of one of those servers are watching, thank you very much. It's genuinely appreciated by myself, and I imagine people on the appropriate regions who were taking part. And then the other thing as well is when we started this is obviously a 5,000 subscriber giveaway. We've just touched 7,000 subscribers. So, hello all the new people. Welcome to the channel. And hopefully, if we continue this way, it won't be long. And I genuinely hope this does happen, but hopefully we'll get to 10,000 subscribers soon. And as soon as we do, I'm going to hope for a bigger and better giveaway, with even more stuff to give back to you guys as a thank you. But if we do get there, A, I'll be super chuffed, and B, I think it probably will be a few months down the line. Obviously depends what the content's like and so on and so forth. But winners, let's talk winners then. Which server should we start with? Okay, I'm going to go with the Asian server first. Alphabetically is the only fair way of doing it. So, first winner would be Cass Blitz. They said, "Hi Skate. I think the best tank that describes my life is the AT-15A, because I don't have one." That one actually really made me laugh. I hope to God he was joking as well, otherwise I'm laughing at someone who's been deadly serious. So here's an AT-15A for you. I genuinely hope it brightens up your day, mate. But then we have Nicky Tanky from the Asian server, and now this was a very cleverly written one. Nicky Tanky said, "Why hello there. A tank that best describes me, eh? Well, I'm gonna have to go for the T-54 on this one. I used to be really hard-headed." I'm referring to the turret, duh. A stubborn little child who was skeptical as fuck about just about anyone and only trusted myself. But as age caught up to me, or update 3.6, I quickly realised that we shouldn't be too uptight with things in life, and everyone could use a second head to help them consider their life decisions, even the simplest ones like where to eat. And with what, I decided to soften my head a little. And additionally, treat the people around me nicer by mincing my words. Mincing, okay, but still, he refers to it as reducing his pen. That said, I'd still like to think I'm quite an easygoing person, or fickle-minded even. One moment I'm in front of you, and before you notice, I am on your flank. P.S. Oh, don't mess with me. I've got 2 big guns to choose from and 2 big brothers to rely on. That was the icing on the cake for me on that last little comment. I thought it was very, very clever, obviously referring to the hard-headed and update 3.6 and the nerf, etc, etc. Then obviously the 2 big guns to choose from and the 2 big brothers to rely on. Yep, you deserve an AT-15A for that one. So congratulations to you both. There were so many other good ones on the Asian server. Obviously I can only give 2 away, I'm afraid. But hopefully with the next one we will have more to give away and more stuff for more people to get involved with. But onto the EU server, and this one was just as hard to choose from. But we do have winners, and the first one would be Joe Bushki on the EU server, who says, "I think the tank that best describes me is Tankenstein. I am slow, with thick skin, and a face only a mother could love. On paper, I look okay, but spend some time with me and you'll soon realise I'm a monster." I'm sorry to hear about your appearance, buddy, but I have an AT-15A for you, and being as this one is on the EU server, there is a garage slot to go with this one as well. And then the next winner on the EU server would be Dan's79 Vet, who said, "I am a T10E4, stocky built with a fat head. Have trouble to look behind me, and crazy bit of hair that sticks up at the back, like my own mini turret. I like to rush to areas I shouldn't to help friends, and walk out to the winner most of the time by scaring people away. The AT-15A and the Tortoise are great tanks, so much fun. This one looks good too. Great work with the subs, and keep the videos coming. Cheers, Dan's79 Vet." Thank you very much for the comment, buddy, and I genuinely liked the originality on both of these 2. And that was one of the main deciding factors. I was looking for originality, humour, obviously it's got to be funny, and clever ones. And then obviously I could not decide for the life of me, so obviously, as I mentioned, I had support in making decisions from various other contributors and friends. And obviously the ones that you guys have liked as well. Also, I mentioned I had some premium time to give away to people on the EU server. So, for Crazy Wizards on the EU server and for J Reader, we have 7 days premium time for each of you. Crazy Wizards said, "I would say them ~4 best describes me. Slow, unfashionably late to every party, pretty useless when I get there. Probably hated by everyone at the party because my gun is no party piece." I'm sorry to hear about your gun, buddy. And then J Reader, or Jacob, said, the angry Connor best describes me because he loves beer as much as I do. He carries a beer barrel with him all the time. Besides, when I'm drunk, I'm faster backwards too. I'm not an Irishman, but hopefully I've got the luck of the Irish and his goblin at the giveaway. So 7 days premium time to both of you two. And then we have 3 days premium time to give to 2 others as well. The 3 days premium time will go to Joe Defender 1 and to Garbo. Guys, in the nicest way, I loved both of these, but I'm not going to read them. Well, I've already read them, but I'm not going to read them on here. basically, basically all it is by the time I read these two, we would be in for another 5 minutes. They are both humorous, they are both interesting, so pause the video, have a read, guys. Now, on to the NA. This was easily the toughest one. We narrowed this down from God knows how many down to 10. And then we narrowed those 10 down to 6. And then to 5. And then back up to 6. And we just couldn't make a decision point blank because there were so many epic ones. And this is the one which was basically decided by contributors. In fact, we had Amanet vote on this. We had Ben from the Beardy Guys. Jack the Ripper. Amanet voted again then. We had Aging Jedi also comment on this. We had Jingles comment on this. Martin Dogger, Captain Beardface. We had a fair few contributors join in on this topic. So thank you to all those contributors if any of them are watching. And the winners for the NA were Linux Rommel with his very short and simple. I think the E50M best describes me because I love running towards people and giving them big hugs. And 75 of you guys liked this one as well. Actually, it's 74. I stuck a like on there as well. But I really enjoyed that one. And then the next NA winner was Tankbuster2001_Gunner, who said, I would be the Tog 2. It's a long story. And that's it. It's just so simple. And I really enjoyed that one as well. And that one had the most votes out of all of the other contributors also. So huge thanks to you guys for taking part and leaving those comments. There is an 8015A on the way for both of you two. But in case you were curious, the other ones which were literally on the fence was Blue Lighting, who made a reference to the Type 62 Dragon. And then we also have Chef. Mate, I absolutely loved yours. And then we had Jennifer Snow. I loved yours as well, who compared herself to the PZ2J. I'm not sure if I can pin several comments on a video, but I'm going to try and pin all of the winners to the previous video where you all left the comment. And again, I know there's going to be several people who are disappointed, several thousand actually based on notes, and I really am sorry that not everyone could be a winner. It would be nice, but there's just not that many to give out. So genuinely, huge thanks to everybody who took part. Hopefully we get to do this again. If we get to 10,000 subscribers, that would just be absolutely amazing, and as a result it means we can do something like this again. And I'd love to do something bigger, more exciting, more... Although I think we all had fun doing this, let's be fair. It was stupid, there was no motive behind it really other than just having a laugh. Which was just amazing. But next time I think we should add some live streams into it and basically get a shed ton of subscriber platoons on the go on all regions. I'm sure I can sort some accounts out and actually start grinding some tanks on the other regions. That'll be a laugh and that'll be fun also. And the other thing is, I asked you in the previous video to leave me a question. There were a lot of questions. I have copied and pasted every... I can't even talk. I have copied and pasted every single comment, or every single question from the comments, into one big sheet. And I am going to make a video and respond to as many of them as I can as well. And then the only other thing is I had the pleasure and honour of going on a podcast with Bushka the other day, and that went up today. So I've put a link in the video description. If you want to know more about me, or basically just want to laugh at me being stupid, and I actually had really good fun. Me and Bushka actually laughed a lot. It was really good fun, and I'm really glad that I was invited on there. He's a genuinely nice bloke, and he is very genuine, which is nice. It's weird when you actually chat to people after you've watched their videos. It could turn out to be completely different from what you expect. But no, he was exactly like he is in his videos, even off the air, which is really, really nice. So I do recommend checking that out. It is worth it just for a laugh. Other than that, I think that's about where we wrap this video up, because I've finished this game as well. I have said it numerous times, but I am going to say it again. A massive thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel. It is very humbling. It is very much appreciated. I'm glad you're enjoying the content, and, well, pretty much me talking nonsense the entire way through. So, genuine thanks to you all, and I hope it keeps going this way. I really enjoy making these videos. I love responding to comments, and I do respond to as many comments as I can. I love talking to you all. It's the community in Blitz, which is what I enjoy. It's talking, making the videos, having fun. That's what it's all about. But enough rambles for now. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.